How you doing, guys? It's Mark from Cars and Cameras, and today we're going to take a look at a very underrated, not a lot of people know about this lens. It's a Sony E PZ 18-200 zoom lens. And what this is a power zoom lens that works very well with the Sony a6300. Now, a couple of features on here. This camera has it is a power zoom lens, and it has 3 controls for that: low, medium, and high, and I'll show you some samples in a minute. Also, you can manually zoom. Right now I have it in manual zoom, and I'll just show you here. What you can do is, that's how far the lens does erect out from the camera. And the lens is not too heavy. The construction is very good. It's all made out of metal. Very high quality lens. This lens was included with, I believe it was the Sony VG30. Included this lens as a kit lens with the camera. And so you don't hear a lot about this lens, but you know, it is made for you know, this sensor, obviously the APS-C sensor, and it works great on this camera. And of course, you can see it there. It's got the optical steady shot. I will have some samples coming up. Like I was showing you before, this is your, if you want to set your desired focal length, you can do that here. And then also you have a focus knob here for manual focus. Now, I'm going to show you, you can put the camera into servo mode. So now the camera is locked. And let me go ahead and turn it on so you can see. And it's a pretty cool lens. I mean, it's pretty neat. So now what I'm going to show you is, right now it's on high zoom control. So here we go. So that's high zoom control. You can see it still moves pretty slow, but you know, it's neat. Now watch this. I'm going to do it really slow. Like how slow that is. You know, you can get these really slow creeps. Pretty darn good, pretty impressive. And you know, the lens is not a constant aperture. It is a 3.5 to 6.3. But you know, on a camera like this, where you know you have you know, basically the ASA, you know, you can crank it up quite high. You really don't need to worry about it. With, I mean, in the old days when you had a lens that you know, was pretty slow, you know, that made a huge difference because you had to crank up the ASA ISO on your camera, and you know, you started getting some noisy images. But on a camera like the a6300, you know, you can shoot at pretty high ISOs and not worry about it. So you really are not restricted there. It is quite cool. The only negative thing I can see on it is I really wish on the bottom of the camera, this is the motor control here, so I really wish that it had another tripod socket, because you can see when you have this lens on, there's not a lot of room, but you know, I was able to make it work with my tripod. It's not a big deal. So, you know, and if you're using a cage or something like that with your a6300, it's not going to be a problem because you're going to have, you know, some more mounts on there, not just using the one on the camera. So you'll have some options, but that would have been nice, but that would have, you know, this would have protruded out even more. And so, you know, but like I said, overall, it's pretty cool. There's another shot from this side. It does have this really cool lens hood that you can see on here that, of course, you know, it's just a quarter turn and it's off of there. And that does come with it. There's been some reviews and people talking about that this lens hood does not come with it, but it does come in the box. And you certainly need it when you're shooting. I got my ND filter on there now. And but this is a really cool lens. I really like it quite a bit. It's a good match for this Sony a6300, and it looks good. You know, you can see it on there. You know, it looks nice on the camera. Okay, so here's another shot with the lens hood removed, and you know, you can see it's pretty nice. I mean, there it is. There's the glass with no filter on it. It's a 67mm thread, but you know, all in all, it's pretty impressive. And you can see, you know, it's pretty compact. So you know, when you take that lens hood off, and then you know, I'll show you again with the. Let me turn the camera on with the lens erected a little bit so you can see it. Let me switch it to high so you can. We'll do it quickly. But you can see the motor zoom powering out now, and you know, it does a pretty good job. I mean, it's an impressive piece of glass. The glass itself is you know, very high end. You know, this lens was made, you know, for video. I never really talk about stills on my channel, but you know, I was using this I was filming a play with it, and you know, I shot some stills, you know, on the fly, and it did a really good job with that. You know, not something I normally would do, but you know, the a6300 is really, you know, made for video. And you know, if you're looking for another lens, you know, I'm a big fan of the Sony 18-105. But I really got to say, you know, going with that 18-105, that the this Sony 18-200 is a great complement to that lens for the extra reach, and also, you know, getting a lens made for video. I mean, let's face it, these lenses that you're using, if you're using a lot of the Sony glass, you know, they're made for still photos, and you know, a lot of that legacy glass, if you're using that, those were made for still photos. So this is one of the few video engineered lenses, and I think it's a fantastic buy. You know, you can take a look at you know, the samples here. I think they look great, and it's a great combination for the a6300. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'll have a lot more videos coming, a lot more cool lenses and cameras coming very soon. Again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.